This morning, we are going to be talking about something that is pretty easy to actually explain. It's getting out of our heads. And the reason that I'm looking down, I'm holding my laptop, is that one of my agents, I own a real estate company here in New York City, and one of my agents actually, so we're filming a video bio, and he was in his head, he was thinking about what he was going to say. Is this good? He doesn't really look at cameras, so he's not really that comfortable, and all he was talking about was the same thing, and then he would stutter, and then he wasn't happy, he was kind of uncomfortable, he wasn't smiling, he just oozed, like, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to be here kind of thing. And there's such massive benefits behind it, but he couldn't see the benefits. All he was thinking about was this video being produced and like disseminated across the internet and people judging him and things like that. And I tried to get him out of the head logically. I tried to say, this is great, and people are going to see you, and they're going to understand you and your story and who you came from, and it's better than just seeing a picture. And that wasn't working. So then I started saying, how do I get out of my head? How do I get more comfortable? How do I get more present? And I'm going to make a video about being present, because being present is like literally, it's like a drug. It really is. It's like when you just like zoom in on the camera and you don't know anything else. Well, you don't even are aware of anything else. You're just there listening. It's kind of like the last play of the game. You're just zoned in. You don't hear anything else. Imagine being present all the time. So how do I get present, and when do I get present? Number one is I get present and I get out of my head when I need to do a big pitch, like I'm pitching for business, or I'm ready to talk to a pretty girl, or I'm just groggy, I'm kind of like not in the talking mood and I need to get in the talking mood. So what do I do? What are things that I do? Number one is I just start talking. I talk to myself. Seriously, I start talking to myself. And I live in New York City. It's not like it's not a big deal. It's like you see people talking to themselves all the time. I talk to myself. I talk to other people. I say hi to the doorman. I say hi to the barista. I say hi to the cashier person. I say hi to the security guard, whoever. Hey, how's it going? Good. I just start talking. I just go, oh, this is a beautiful day, or look at that beautiful structure. I just start looking around for little details, and I just start talking to myself. And the reason that you actually are in your head is because, say you have a fear of doing something. The reason you have a fear of doing something at that moment is because you feel your body has a very lizard brain, as Seth Godin says. Seth Godin says you have a lizard brain that is it's just the deep core of your brain, and everything was actually built around it, that like the core of why we do things, as what's his name says, forgot his name right now, man, he's also in New York City. He wrote the book Start With Why. Seth Godin, and that guy's also linked below. But we have a core brain, and then we have everything that was built on top of it. Yet every decision that we make is from this core lizard brain. Things that actually kept us alive, and we needed to be kept alive back in the day. The thing is, us going and talking to that pretty girl, it's not life or death. But our body thinks it is. That's why our body's like, we don't know what's going to happen. We should not do that. Because back in the day, if we did something, we could potentially die. We could potentially be shunned from our tribe, and then we're off on our own, and we would potentially die. So our lizard brain is literally making the decision: don't call on that person. Don't do what you want to do. Do what's safe, which is retract, which is low vibration, which is low frequency, which is just be comfortable. Don't worry. Shut up, sit at your cube, and do what I tell you what you're going to do. You know, that is low vibration. That is the core essence of what the lizard brain is. So when you want to go and talk with someone, which is scary or fearful or something like that, you have to get out of your head. So how you get out of your head is do something that you think is fearful, like maybe talking out loud or talking to yourself, where you look embarrassed or you look where you have no shame. You talk and I'll tell you if you want the extreme example. And once you start doing things and your body recognizes that you're not going to die, then it becomes more comfortable. Riding a bike, driving a car. Like I was just listening to a podcast yesterday, and someone was talking about, do you remember that first time that you actually backed a car up? And it was an amazing example. Do you remember? And I'm like, yeah. I do remember the first time I backed a car up. You're fearful. You're like, am I going to hit anything? You're going slow. You're looking in all directions, rear view mirrors, side mirrors. And then finally you do it. And now it's like, okay, it's like not a big deal. And that's with anything else. So your brain then says, okay, we've done this before. We've survived this situation. It's not a big deal. Going and pitching for business, going and talking to that pretty girl, starting a business, whatever it is, going to the gym. Oh, we've done that before. We're going to survive. Our brain wants us to be comfortable because our brain wants us to survive, so we don't go out and do that. So the extreme example that I gave my agent to do, and this is what I do, sometimes on the street, if I'm in my head and in my head means like you're not paying attention to what's going around you. The example is if something happened, say a car crash, or someone fell, or there was a gunshot, or there was a terrorist attack, like what would I do? Like I literally have this thinking in my mind. I'm like, am I present enough to do something, or am I so in my head? Most people are so in their head, they just walk down the street and they're just laser focused and they don't care about anything else. And you don't enjoy life. When you're in your head, you don't enjoy life at all. You're just thinking about what you're about to do, about the bills, about some negative things. But if you're truly enjoying life, you're present in that moment of that nice day, that nice city, what you're about to do, things like that. So my agent, as an extreme example, I just said, just start singing. And we're in a conference room, we're filming, there's 2 cameras, there's a boom, there's a mic, and he goes, what are you talking about? I'm like, just go, la da da dee da. And he goes, no. I'm like, seriously, I was going to say his name. I'm like, just do it. Trust me. So he goes, ha-ha-dee-da. I'm like, no. Go, la-dee-da-dee-da. Or you just look like an idiot. That's literally what it is. I'm like, look like an idiot. Because that's what your brain doesn't want to do. Because, like I said, your lizard brain is, if I look like an idiot, the tribe may not agree with it. The tribe back in the day was just 50 people, and if you got kicked out of the tribe, you died. Because the tribe was a nice community of people that, maybe, hopefully a nice community of people, that you had to get along. We were built in tribes, in social circles. So the only way to get out of your head of looking like an idiot is to do something that makes you look like an idiot. And then your brain goes, oh, we survived by doing something that I thought was fearful before. So the easiest way to look like an idiot, or to do something, if you really want to go just the lowest standard, is just, hello, how's it going, da-da-da. You just start talking. Then one notch above it, you start talking to other people. And that's how I get out of my head if I'm in a social situation and I'm say I've done 10 hours of work, or 10 hours of just brutal work in the office, and I didn't really get on the phone, and then I go out to a networking event, everyone's like, yeah. The whole time these people have been looking forward to it, yet I've been present literally at my work. So to switch from doing my job at work, not really talking to people, say for that day, my job is very social, but say for that day I haven't been talking to people, and then I go out to a networking event, and everyone's like high-fiving, and going crazy, and the music, and shaking hands, and, oh, what do you do? Oh my God, that's funny. And I like walk in, and you're like that one guy, you're like, you have your drink, and you're like, hello, how's it going? It's like, how do I get out of my head? First, I start like on the elevator up, I'm like, okay. I'm like, switch at him. You start pumping yourself up. The first thing is you do, the person with the name tag, or whoever introduces you, or shakes your hand, or if you're going to a restaurant, the maitre d', whatever it is, hey, how's it going? Good. I can now put on a, hey, how's it going? That, hey, how's it going, comes off real, but it's not truly real. But the thing is, I convince my brain that it's real. So then I'm like, hey, how's it going? And I get like into that mood. I can easily get into that mood, but I need that pump up. I need that, like, that gets me in there. So for you, if you need an extreme example, and I cannot highly recommend this. I literally sing in the elevator. I sing all this. It's not really singing. It's just me going la-di-da-da-da, which is like literally, did you just see? I'm like free. I'm like, I don't really care. It's like not shameful. It's like, this is going to be all over the internet. People are going to see it. But that's the thing is, if you can't do that, then how are you expecting to live a free life outside of your head? Otherwise, you just walk around in a drone state, eating TV dinners and watching TV and not pursuing your dreams and getting overweight and not being healthy and drinking and just putting on the pounds, and you're not having a great relationship with your spouse or your girlfriend or boyfriend, and you're not starting that business. You can do that, or you can get out of your head. In your head is, why am I not pursuing my dreams? Just try this today. Just start either talking to yourself or talking to other people, just being really interactive. People would say, I walk into my building. My building is right across from Rockefeller Center, or right across from the Rock. Rockefeller Center is the same thing. And there's probably a dozen security guards. It's a huge building. It's a 50-story building. There's probably 3,000 people that work in there, in the building, and I know all the door people. Hey, how's it going? Raven, Winston, Miguel, how's it going? Chris, what's going on? And I walk in that way. That pumps me up for the day. I walk from the gym to my office. There's not really much interacting, but once I get to my office, I need to be interactive. I need to be that example for my employees, for potentially getting business. So low example, talk to yourself, then talk to other people, whoever. It doesn't matter. The janitor, homeless person, doesn't matter. Just have that interactivity. And then if you want that extreme example, and by extreme is like, you should do it, is do the la-di-da-di-da. You just feel free. And it's funny, when you do that, do you see how I get? Because your body says, if you can survive this, what else can we survive? Pitching for business, going to the gym, asking that pretty girl out, whatever it is, whatever you want to do. So I cannot recommend this enough. This has literally changed my life, and it changed my agent's video biography. It went from like, hi, I'm da-da-da, I lived here, and then he went da-da-da-da, then he went da-da-da, and I'm like, more, and he's like, da-da-da, and I'm like, yeah, like that, and then he's like, awesome, and then he just got into it, because his body was convinced that he can now do it. So I highly recommend you do that. Subscribe to the video. I come out with a new video every single weekday, except for yesterday. I had a ridiculous weekend. I biked 80 miles, and then I ran for a charity event, and then I was with my parents. I literally woke up at 5 one day, and then 5:30 the next day, and I had like 0 hours of sleep. So I apologize, but subscribe to the video. Come out with a new video every single weekday by 7 a.m. And I also have a vlogging channel, which is also linked below. And I think that's it. And I also have Instagram. Those are my only social media networks that I really like. Otherwise, you guys have an awesome day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.